Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kyle. This is Kontour by Kyle. Today's tutorial is all about this guy right here. This is the KathleenLights and Morphe collab palette. So excited I finally got this in the mail and it's just gorgeous. Kathleen actually customized 6 of these shades. The rest of them were pre-existing Morphe shades. But I just love it. I think it's perfect for traveling. It's really small. You can take it wherever you want to. So this is actually my very first time playing with this palette, so it's kind of like a first impressions, and let me tell you, it's amazing. All of these shadows are so pigmented, so easy to work with. I really love this palette. And then I also paired it with one of KathleenLights' other collabs with ColourPop. This is the shade 0.0. This palette is currently sold out. Hopefully it'll come back because I was seeing a lot of comments of people didn't get it. But yeah, let's all hope it comes back. This is also a KathleenLights made me buy it video. A lot of these products that I'm using were purchases that I made because KathleenLights raved about these products. Not all of them, but most of them are because of Kathleen, so I decided to do a little all about KathleenLights video for you guys. Be sure to subscribe to my channel before you leave, and let's get started. So first things first, I'm priming my eyelids with the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and then I'm jumping into the Kathleen and Morphe palette. I'm taking this matte beige shade and I'm just going to set down that primer. Then I'm going over to the next shade. It's also matte. It's more like a salted caramel kind of look. It reminds me of salted caramel from the chocolate bar palette. So I'm just going to start using that as my transition shade, buffing it into my crease with my Morphe E27. Next I'm going into one of the lighter cranberry shades, and I'm using a more detailed crease brush. This is my Morphe M514, and I'm just building that on my outer corners and then dragging it through my crease. Next I'm moving into the darker matte cranberry shade, and I'm using a pencil brush. This is my Morphe E36, and I'm just going to start sketching out my outer V. You want this to be more of a severe line, so I'm really making sure that there is more harsh line there and there's a bigger contrast between the light and the dark. And then I'm just going to go ahead and buff it through my crease with the remaining product that's on my brush. And then I'm just taking my detailed crease brush and just making sure everything is nice and blended. Next I'm picking up this dark bronzy shimmery shade on my Wet n Wild shader brush, and I'm just going to start packing this on my lid kind of in the center and then meeting that outer corner where I drew with the darker cranberry shade. Next I'm picking up this shimmery gold shade on my Morphe R42, and I'm just going to put this on my inner corner until it meets that other shimmery shade that I put on in the middle of my crease. And then I'm going through it with my detailed crease brush and just blending all through so there are no harsh lines. Next I'm taking this matte white shade, again the same one I used as a base, and I'm just going to highlight my brow bone with that, and then I'm taking the shimmery white shade in the palette and just throwing that on my inner corner. This is definitely a KathleenLights made me buy it, the NYX Jolie gel liner in the shade Pitch Black. She raved about this liner, still raves about this liner, and it's definitely one of my favorite liners also. So I put that on my waterline and then I'm going to tightline with it later. And then for top liner, I'm using my Too Faced sketch marker in the shade Black. Next I'm just curling my lashes and applying some Kiko Extra Sculpt Mascara. My other KathleenLights made me buy it purchase. She loves this mascara and I love it too. So volumizing. It's amazing. If you don't have it, go pick it up on the Kiko website. It's only like 14 bucks. It's really inexpensive and it's amazing. Next for foundation, another KathleenLights made me buy item is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. I am in the shade Y235, and I absolutely love this foundation. It's definitely my holy grail. It has the most beautiful finish and a great color selection, and I'm just buffing this in with one of my oval brushes. It looks like the Oval Artiste brushes, but it's actually from mymakeupbrushset.com. Super inexpensive, and I really like how they work, except this one had a little bit too much product on it, so it started leaving me a little bit streaky. So I went in with my Morphe sponge, dampened just with water, and I'm just going to start buffing the rest, all the excess foundation into my skin so I get a more porcelain finish. Next, for concealing and highlighting, I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm in the shade Fair. I'm just going to put this on my dark circles and on the tops of my cheeks. To highlight, I'm going to go a strip down my nose, in between my eyebrows, on my chin, as well as my cupid's bow. And then again, I'm going to buff this in using my dampened Morphe sponge. Another amazing product that I purchased because of KathleenLights is the RCMA No Color Powder. I'm using this just to set everywhere that I concealed, and I'm just using a little Morphe brush for this. You can use whatever you've got. This one is the Morphe R13. I absolutely love this powder. And then to set the rest of my face, I'm using my Milani face powder. I'm in shade 02 Light Medium, and I'm using my Morphe R2 to do this, just to set the rest of that face. Next up is contouring and bronzing. I didn't know which one to use, but these are both purchases that I bought because of KathleenLights. The first one that I'm using is the Wet n Wild Contour Palette in the shade Dulce de Leche. I absolutely love this for contouring or just warming up the skin, and I'm using my Morphe E39 for this. The other one that I absolutely love and bought because of Kathleen is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Next up is blush. I'm using my Milani Baked Blush in the shade 05 Luminoso, and I'm using my Morphe R4 for this. I'm just putting it on the apples of my cheeks and then blending it backwards. Next is highlighting, and this is definitely a highlight I bought because of Kathleen. She raved about this the Essence Pure Nude highlighter in the shade Be My Highlight. I love this because it's definitely a more soft, natural glow, but it still does the trick, and it's really inexpensive. And then of course I'm going to dive into the KathleenLights and Makeup Geek highlighting palette. I'm going to take the lightest shade on the palette, and just go over all of the same places that I highlighted to make it a little more highlighting and a little more blinding. Next, for the lower lash line, I'm taking that Salted Caramel color with my Morphe E36, and I'm running that along my lower lash line, and then I'm going to go in with the darker cranberry shade and doing the same thing. And then I'm applying some mascara, that same Kiko Extra Sculpt mascara, to my lower lashes. Next, I had to pick which one of all of my collection of the ColourPop and KathleenLights collabs. I chose to go with Point Zero. I absolutely love this cool tone brown, and the satin finish is my favorite. And that completes this look. Thank you so much to Kathleen for all you do for me to inspire me. And be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any other videos. Thanks!